got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around, 'cause I know we can make it, yes we can make it if we try, keep on trying. You got it, I believe in you. You got it, I know you got this. You got it, just keep on trying. You got it. There's been a lot of bumps in the road. Oh yeah, always carrying that oh so heavy load. When you feel like there's too much on your plate, just call on me, and I'll help you carry some of that weight. I wanna make you understand, let you know that there's always a helping hand, 'cause I know we can make it, yeah we can make it if we try, yes we can make it if we try, keep on trying. You got it, you're gonna make it. You got it, I believe in you.
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hi, y'all, and thank you for being with me. It's my fault. I'm late, and I apologize. It wasn't the staff this time. It was me. What, I do apologize. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about doing whatever it is you're doing, and wherever you are in the whole wide world, you can podcast the show no matter where you are. If you're not able to sit and watch it live, but if you would like to be doing what you need to be doing, but you would like to be listening to the show live, you can go to your phone, your iPhone, iPad, and call the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131, 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Jesse or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. It is Friday. And by the way, the biblical question for this week: Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid to not trust your thoughts? Why are you afraid to not trust your thoughts? You just keep on trusting them and believing them, and it doesn't matter how they set you up. And they do set you up one thought after another one because you keep believing the next thought. And I'm like, what, Don? You still consult with evil, and you call it you, or you call it God. So why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? And I realize that most people love their thoughts, which are not their own, but they love them. They love their imagination. They love their evil. And I realize that a handful, not many, but only a few, will work on themselves to overcome those thoughts and realize that they're not their thoughts. They're not their feelings. They're not their body. And so those people will overcome, but only a few. As the Bible said, only a few will enter into the straight and narrow gate. Because most people love their hell. Let's put it that way. They love hell over heaven, and they call hell love. They call it God. They love their misery. They love their pain. They love their loneliness and their sadness and their fears and their desperation. Because anyone that has fear, anyone that has anger, has desperation. They are a desperate person. They love their revenge. They love the misery they try to inflict on others. They would do whatever it takes to inflict pain because they're in pain. They have agreed with evil, and evil said, okay, I'm going to give you as much misery as possible because the misery made evil feel alive, right? So and so it got to get you to overreact. And so I'm going to give you as much misery as possible. And then while you're in misery, I want you to go and inflict it on somebody else. I want 2 for the price of 1. And you say, okay. And so you find your wife, your husband, your children, your family member, your friends, your co-worker. You find somebody or a group of people to inflict your misery on, to give them as much pain and misery you have, so the evil in you can feel alive. And you rejoice, and then you cry. So I realize most people love that. They really do. I didn't know how much until over the last few years, I started to pay attention at human beings, and I realized that all human beings, all are in misery. All human beings are in misery. A few are waking up to overcome. So I realized that. I realized, wow, I didn't realize that human beings love misery. They love the fake feeling of feeling good, and they love the fake feeling of feeling bad. And I say it's fake because it's really not you, and yet it is you because you call it you. You accept it. You make a deal with the devil. So it is you. What a mess, huh? But a few wake up, and that's expected according to the word. Only a few will take and find that straight and stick with it and narrow path and endure until the end. Endure, no matter how long it takes, a lifetime. So I understand it. Isn't that a mess, though? And then it's amazing, too, the pain that human beings inflict on each other. And they rejoice in it. It's amazing the pain and misery that family members inflict on each other. Not just non-blood family member friends, but family members inflict on each other. And the more you try to appease the inflictor, hey, I'm sorry, don't do that to me, I didn't mean it, blah, 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 the worse they get, because now they feel like they're in control of you. I have control of you now. I'm making you do what I want you to do, and I see that as work, so I'm going to give you more pain, they say. And then you cry, and oh my God, when you start crying, that's all they need to see. They rejoice with evil that they have you crying and afraid and on the run. Our battle is a spiritual battle. It's a battle between good and evil works through human beings. Human nature is no good. Human nature is evil. And you can always tell right away the evil nature in human beings. Pay attention and prove me wrong. I'm black and slow, so I could be wrong. But you can always tell evil nature in human beings. There are many ways to tell, but there's one that stands out. When they say, you made me feel this way, you made me mad. When they blame others for the way they feel, you're talking to the devil. You're listening to the devil. Evil people always, angry people always, it doesn't fail. Unless that man or woman is now working on themselves, they realize it's already in me. That person can't make me feel something that's not there. But evil people always blame someone else for their anger, their emotions. They blame you. If you said you love them, and they say, I love you back. I love you back. And then you stop loving them, and they get mad and start fighting to get your love. They blame you that you don't love them. You said you loved me before, now you don't. And the war is on to make you love them. Isn't that amazing? All evil people blame others for their pain. All of them. They blame others. So you can always know right away you're talking to an evil person when they blame someone else for the way they feel, whether good or bad. And I know that is so good, loving somebody when somebody love you back. And that's a fact. What the? But just watch those little things, which are big things. And I forgot to tell you, it's Friday. And I forgot to remind you that every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Friday. That every Friday is Express Yourself Friday.
Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard.
They're eating the dogs.
Two illegal migrants are now being accused of killing a bald eagle in Nebraska with plans to cook it for dinner.
It's a real asphalt jungle out here.
We've just arrived at the toilet on this beach. It goes straight into the water.
Kenton just brought a bird from the woods. What do you have?
I don't know.
How in the world did you catch that?
I think it's injured. I was walking down to our fort. I saw it run and I chased it. Then it went up in the tree. Then I shake the tree and it fell and it was running. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
That was an American.
That's right. If it had been a black Haitian, they would have eaten that bird. The white man want to save it. What the? Wow. Amazing. What a mess. I'm telling you, folks. I just didn't know, that's all. I didn't know myself at the time, so I just didn't know I couldn't see. But I had no idea the misery that human nature inflicts on others because that person or those people are miserable. And I had no idea that human beings are afraid to stand alone because they are so evil. And so you heard the saying, birds of the feather flock together. Evil people can only hang out with evil people because they have to agree. And then they don't get along, but at least they agree on evil. And they cannot stand alone. And that's why most people are not going to take that straight and narrow path, because that straight and narrow path requires that you stand alone. You can't take anybody with you. What the? This is one time you're going to have to or get off the pot. You got to stand alone if you want to take this journey. And most people can't do it because most people cannot stand alone. And the pain, and I know all this because some of you know I do counseling. And I counsel with men and women, people, family, individuals around the world by phone, Skype, or walk-in. And to make an appointment, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BON, 800-411-2663. And everybody is doing exactly the same thing to each other around the world. It's no different. The devil come in all colors. He speak all languages, and he tell everyone the same lie. And unless you wait, you carry out the devil wishes all around the world, and then you blame somebody else. You're possessed and don't know it. Amazing. It's just so amazing. It was an amazing video right there, too. The Anchor Baby put together. It was funny, but true. So just enough of that. Get on that straight and narrow. If you can, the weird thing, if I may use the word weird, the interesting thing, you could be free of misery, of loneliness, of suicidal thoughts, of looking for love, or trying to hold on to anyone or anything. As a matter of fact, the less you hold on to, the freer you become. Life, real life, is not about holding on to or gathering. It's about letting go of. It's never about, the world have told you the more you can get, the better off you are. The more fights you can win, the better off you are. The better your neighborhood and better this and that, the more friends, the more wives, the more husband, the more children, the better off you are. They lied to you. When in reality, the more you let go of, the less you need, the less you want, the freer you become. Isn't that amazing? We've been taught wrong. I want to move on, and then I want to get to your calls. It's Open Line Friday. Kamala Harris and her little people around her are calling for another debate with the great white hope, Donald Trump. And so I was wondering, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Donald Trump should have another debate or move on? And so I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about it. And I realized he should not have another debate with these people. These people are no good. You already know who you're going to vote for. On both sides, you already know who you're going to vote for. Another debate is not necessary. Really. Donald Trump, y'all already know the great white hope is the right one to vote in. What are you going to vote for? You already know Kamala Harris is no good. She's proven she's no good. She's a socialist. And all they do is attack Trump. They never tell you what they have done that's good for the country and what they will do. So I say no more debates. What do you say? I was just wondering. What do you say? So one quick soundbite, too, about the Haitian. You've been hearing that they're eating up all the ducks in the pond. Oh, Lord, not the ducks in the pond. Those ducks in the ponds at the park are white people first-class living. It's an example of it. They love to go to work and in the evening walk in the park. And on Saturday morning, walk in the park. I know people who get up early on Saturday morning and go hiking, go to the beach, or go somewhere, living that white life. And now they're brought the blacks over here, and they eating up the white life. What the? And so my producer gave me this soundbite where the Haitian people are cooking and eating dirt. And they call it Haitian dirt cookies called bonbon tea. Bonbon test. Bonbon test. And it's really dirt. How can the black people always come and mess up everything? What's in the, I wonder what, I already know kind of, but what happened to the blacks that in their nature is nothing but destruction? Is it like a curse? I mean, we got the nappy hair, our skin black, we don't like one another, we don't clean up the neighborhood or build, we don't build jets to or to go out into space. Why? What happened? When you like to just ask God, you know, God, go ahead, tell me the truth. What was it? What was your plan for the blacks? We didn't like our hair because it was nappy. And so we got mad and made the white man pass a law that you wear nappy long hair to work. And now the men are wearing the long hair just like the women. And the hair fall on their face when they talk. And they throw it back like they're white. And in the mind, it feels like white hair, but when you look at it, it's not white hair. What happened? Really, what happened? What is the deal? Don't you like, and then black people treat each other worse than they treat the whites. Y'all have no idea what black people can do to one another and do to one another. Their revenge on the whites is tamed compared to their revenge on other blacks, on one another. Really. And I'm telling you, it's all in the name. I'm just wondering out loud. But anyway, the Haitians are eating dirt, according to this report. This is for World Focus. Watch this.
They look a lot like pancakes or cookies. The recipe passed down from generations here in Haiti. Women spend entire days making them. Grandmothers, daughters, and younger girls. Infants are nursed while mothers work the mix. Kids seem to enjoy them, at least when our camera was around. But these patties, known as bonbon terres by the Haitians who eat them, are a grim reminder of just how poor this Caribbean nation is. They aren't sweet, they're hard to swallow, and add almost nothing in terms of nutrition, because the cookies are actually made of dirt.
It fills your stomach. When we haven't eaten anything, this dirt cookie fills your stomach.
Traded, sold, and even hoarded by women here in the poorest section of the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, Cité Soleil in Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
How can such a beautiful name be so messed up? Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Does that make you want to just run there and visit? But look at it. Amazing. We have to go a break, right? Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I have one more soundbite from that, and then your phone call and super chat. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Doesn't it sound like a white tourist area? And right next door is Dominican Republic. And they do not want to, they got walls all around the place, and they black. They keep the other black Haitians out. Haitians out. 888-77-JESSE, a quick break. When I come back, one soundbite in your phone calls. Get it off your chest Friday. Back in a moment.
Hey, listen, before I ask my question, I want to thank you so much. The silent prayer, you know, I'm 50 years old. At home, we have a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I got to tell you, introducing the silent prayer to my family, instead of just sitting down and saying the same old prayer over and over again before we eat our meal, to just be silent, bringing all thoughts into captivity. Brother, that has been such a huge, huge blessing in our lives. I just want to encourage anyone to try that out. It's amazing to look around after we've done our silent prayer before we eat, to see the excitement in my kids' faces, like, oh yeah, Dad, I had a bunch today. Or the other one will be like, yeah, you know, I had a couple things that have been thinking about. It really takes root, Jesse, and so I want to thank you so much. And ever since then, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You're going to know God and his love. It's going to be amazing, man. I set before you life and death. Choose life. Amazing, huh? Couple announcement. No Hake report again. What the? Beta. No Hake report today. What a beta. And so no Hake report from 9 to 11. Today at 12 noon, a brand new episode of the FartherState.tv. I had a very interesting discussion with Joseph Rose, and he is a Satanist and the host of Hail Satan podcast. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
You are a Satanist.
Satan is a symbol for us, not an actual worship of the devil.
And so do you believe there is a God?
I do not. I never had love for my father. He was what I wanted to not be.
Who are you doing the Hail Satan to if you don't believe Satan exists?
It's all about us. Hail yourself. Give me personal power. Make me feel good.
Black Sabbath or Metallica?
Now we're really talking about some serious stuff here.
At 12 noon today, Pacific time, you don't want to miss this, really. It was the most interesting discussion, or one of them that I've had. And I realized, and I've said this over the years, I noticed that no one loved God when they're angry at their earthly father. It's impossible to love God, to know God, when you don't love your earthly father. Isn't that like amazing when you think about it? Who would have thought that could keep you from loving God, from knowing God? If you don't love your earthly father, you will never love God. If you don't love the Son, you cannot love the Father. And the first thing your mothers do, not all, but turn the children away from the fathers. And they cause you to cry and suffer. You must forgive. If you don't love your father, you're never going to love God. You can cry, you can pray, you can get on your knees, you can beg the Lord. I had to beg the Lord. You can go down to the front of the church and accept Jesus. You can believe that Jesus is God or whatever. If you don't love your earthly father, you will never love God. Isn't that like amazing? So many little things that we're unaware of, it keeps us from peace. It keeps us in hell. So go right ahead and worship your mama and see how far that gets you. You got to love both, but you definitely got to love your earthly father. Men and women, all ages, all races, all colors, all whatever you want to call yourself. But anyway, so no hate report. And at 12 noon, so support the Father State by going to thefatherstate.tv/donate. Or locals.com there in the description. And at 12 noon, no, not 12, 4 p.m., the American anchor baby at 4 p.m. Energy given to him by God. It's not even on loan. It's given to him. It's natural energy of God. The American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. And I'll see you on Sunday. If the Lord is willing and the creeks don't rise at our fellowship. It starts at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10:30, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're in the LA area, anywhere in the surrounding, come on down. All are invited. And come on down. If not, you can watch it live online at rebuildingtheman.com/church. One quick other soundbite about the Haitians, how they're eating dirt. Good. I wonder how Haiti becomes so poor. How come it's the poorest, as that report said, poorest country in the Western Hemisphere? How did it happen to Haiti? Why, Lord? Why? Why, Lord? Why the blacks? Why the blacks, Lord? Why the blacks? Why, Lord? Instead of crying, why George? Why George? Lord, why George? You mean me crying, why the blacks, Lord? Here's the final report on how the dirt, and I played the first soundbite before the break for those who are just tuning in, about the Haitian from World Focus, about how the Haitian people eat dirt like in cookies. They call it cookies. Here's how the dirt cookies are made from World Focus.
Small amounts of vegetable shortening, salt, and occasionally sugar are mixed in with the dirt and water as well. Made in places like this, an old fort where torture was once common by corrupt dictators here. The Fort Dimanche is now a center of commerce built around the dirt cookies, a basketball court, soccer field, and school for hundreds of kids and home to many. To get to the basketball court, which acts as a preparation area for the dirt cookies, you have to cross this open sewer, which is littered with animal parts and trash and other nasty things, to get to an area where the cookies are laid out to dry out in the sun. You can see that these are still very wet, not quite ready to be served, but this is literally dirt being prepared for humans to eat on top of other dirt and filth.
Amazing. So are you telling me that there are no blacks in Haitian or Haiti that can clean up that place and make it right? Are you telling me that? There are no blacks in Haiti, men or women, that can go around, clean up, paint, put everything back together. Now do you believe me when I say that in 2034, something like that, 40-something, when my country, America, when white people in my country are no longer majority but minority, that's what America's going to look like. The blacks ain't going to fix it. They're not going to know how. They're going to need the white man to do it, but the white man ain't got no white babies, so there ain't going to be no grown-up white people to do it. And America will become Haiti. Look at the blacks. They don't do that to clean up their own neighborhood. It look like Haiti. If the white people move back into the neighborhood, they would clean it up and make it look amazing. But then the black would say, you are, what do they call that when the white people come back home?
Gentrification?
Yeah, you're gentrifying.
When they come back home.
When the white people come back home, the blacks say, you gentrifying us. We don't want our place to look nice. What the? And the rent gonna have to go up. So really, why the blacks can't clean up Haiti? They need the white man to go there and do it for them. If the white people were to go there, it'd be beautiful. And the name would fit the look of the place, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. They don't look like no Port-au-Prince. They look like hell. Why? What is wrong that the blacks can't do it? We even have a black female judge sitting on the Supreme Court and has no clue as to why she's there except she's a black female. They call that DEI. And now we got a black female running for president by accident. She doesn't even know why she's there. And she's only there because she's a black female. That's Haiti kind of a stuff. Why? I really want to know why. 888-7753-773. Why, Lord? Why the blacks, Lord? Why, George? Let me go to, is it Rocket? A first-time caller out of Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia, on my mind. Rocket, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey,
How
Rocket.
are you?
All is well. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
It's me.
I have a question. I just started following you and listening to your teachings, and I agree with a lot, and I disagree with some. I'm working on myself personally with forgiving my mom for turning me from my father. And I was speaking to my husband, and one night I felt it in my...
Your phone went out. You said you were doing what?
I was speaking with my husband one evening.
Okay.
I told him I started to see my mother as a human, what she must have went through with us.
Yeah.
And I started to really feel like sorry for her in a way. And I felt something. I felt my body go down really low to where I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I felt myself shooting back up when I felt like I forgave her. And I explained to him the only way that I was able to breathe was I had to cry to let it out.
Amazing. And so you went hands up, I can't breathe?
No, I just was struggling to breathe, and the only way that I was able to breathe, I had to push out a cry in order to breathe, and my heart started beating it felt like my heart pushed something out. What is that? What was that?
I don't know, but if you don't know for sure, don't fill in the blanks. Leave it empty, leave it unanswered, and God will show you what it was.
Okay.
Because the devil's going to want to come in and give you an answer to what you don't know. And so don't fall for that. And the devil will say, oh, you're saved, or you're not saved, or you're this or that. All thoughts are all lies all the time. So let the thoughts pass and just leave it at, wow, that was amazing. I don't know what it meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man.
And I need to go and speak to my mother face to face, you're saying, right?
Absolutely. You got to face her so you can overcome the fear.
Okay, and my father as well.
Yes.
He passed. He
He
passed.
did.
How do I do that? Yeah, how do I do that?
By realizing that your father had the same spirit in him. I don't know him unless he forgave before he expired. He had the same spirit of evil in his mind and emotions that your mother has and that you're trying to overcome. And so he did the best he could, and he loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with your mother to protect you from her, because your mother was his mother. Because you marry what you hate, you become attracted to what you hate. And so realize he loved you, he just didn't know how to help you.
Yeah, I realize it.
And when you face your mother, you look at her, hey, mother, I realize you turned me away from my father. You whatever, right? Don't plan the whole thing out, but wait and see. And I'm sorry for resenting you. I realize now you couldn't help yourself. Just as, you're realizing, Rocket, that you can't help yourself. And God will forgive you. and he would change your heart. Salvation is of the heart. He would change your heart from evil to good, which is his nature, not yours, but his nature. And you will start to live from love, and love is the answer to everything.
I believe that. One more thing.
Yes.
My husband has a question, if you don't mind, concerning his forgiveness. Can he ask?
He want to talk?
Yes, he does.
Okay, what's his first name?
Alex.
Okay. So make sure you face your mother and have no expectation, but forgive her. And are you doing the silent prayer yourself, Rocket?
Yes, I started the silent prayer with you, and I just clear my mind and.
Well, just relax. Don't clear your mind. Relax, and you want to observe what's on the mind. You want to watch those thoughts, and the light of God will destroy the darkness of the devil, which are the thoughts. The thoughts are evil, and they will be taken away from you if you observe them.
Okay. Now, when you say observe, what do you mean observe them?
You know how you sit and you're watching a movie?
Yes.
And you're not in the movie, but you're watching it, and it goes from one scene to another, then it goes to the commercial, then it come back. All you're doing is sitting there eating your popcorn and watching, right?
Yes.
That's what you do with the thoughts.
Okay.
They'll go from one scene to another, one thought to another, to another, to another, to another. Because you can see them, it means that you're not in them. You're not a part of them. But if you can't see them, it's because you are a part of them, and you've been living that way all your life, and that's why you've not had a perfect life.
Okay.
What a mess.
Amazing.
Amazing. So you want me to talk to Alex?
Yes, here he is.
All right.
Hey, Jeffy, how you doing?
All is well. How you, Alex?
I'm good. I'm well.
Nice. No man is good. Only God is good.
All right.
Alex, does your wife obey you?
Yes, she does.
Nice. Go ahead. You had a question for me or a comment?
Yes. After listening to you for the past couple of weeks, I listened to you as far as like how to apologize or how to, get past some things. But I grew up in a home where my mama and father were both there. She never tried to badmouth him or make me feel like he was less than. So I don't have any issues with either of my parents, even to this day. So I'm trying to search my own soul to figure out who I need to apologize to. Like I have said the word that I hate some people in the past. And I know that that's wrong, but as far as my parents is concerned, if I don't have any issues with them, is there anything else I need to search for?
Do you, so your mother was perfect?
I mean, no one's perfect, but I don't have any issues with her.
And was she perfect?
No.
And were there little things that she would say or do that along the way would irritate you or you wish she didn't say or do?
Towards me?
Toward you, or period?
Yeah. I can think of some things.
Give me an example.
I would say when my parents would be arguing or something, sometimes my dad would be like doing his best to communicate to her.
Yeah.
And she would basically pull the scab off the wound instead of just letting him, how can I say it? Yeah, make amends with her. She would bring up something old and just ruin the current apology that he's currently trying to give.
And how did you feel when you saw her doing that to him?
Well, I would say inside, I would say, well, if she would have handled it this way, this problem, it would be no arguing right now. But chose to she chose to go that route, and now they're arguing.
And when you would tell her about it, what would she say?
She just always get defensive and, you know, try to come up with something that he did to her in the past, and that's why she's doing it like that.
And how did you feel when she would say that, and you know it was her, but she couldn't admit or would not admit it was her?
It'll just make you feel like, man, I wish she would just get past this and admit that this is what the real issue is, but she keeps going back to this.
And at times, I know your wife is working on herself now, but before she started to work on herself, was she like that at times?
Yes.
And how would you deal with your wife when she would do the same thing your mother did to your father?
A lot of times we would argue. We would just argue, or I would go in my separate corner. She would go in hers, and then later on we'll find our way back to each other and talk it out. And that's most of the time that's how it would go.
And are you surprised you married your mother?
Yes.
And if you didn't resent your mother, how did you become attracted to what you resented and ended up with your mother?
Well, I guess because that's the first woman that you know. I guess.
No, it's because you're attracted to what you hate. You need to forgive. I recommend you forgive your mother for just those things we've talked about now, where you would see how she treated your father. She would never admit she was wrong. And that would bother you when you saw her doing that. And the bothering that you felt was anger.
Mm.
Because you knew she was wrong and you didn't know how to deal with it. And your father didn't know how to deal with it. So even that made you angry. You need to forgive her for those things that you saw her doing that got to you, bothered you as a kid or growing up.
Okay. Gotcha.
That makes sense?
It makes sense. I never thought about it.
Because I promise you, had you not had that anger for your mother, you would have never married a woman just like your mother and then going through exactly what your father went through with your mother.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Are you able to hold for a minute?
Yes.
All right, hold on, Alex. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. 2 more hours to go. Top of the hour news break. The anchor baby is giving you the hate report, the hate news today. The hate is not here, so the anchor baby is presenting the hate news. Not the hate news, but the anchor baby news. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They're using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
There goes the first hour of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Amazing. And we will be back for the second. But first, nitpicking the news with Nit for a moment here, okay? No Hake Report today. Usually he's on at 9 a.m. Pacific time on the Hake Report YouTube channel, Monday through Friday. But you can always get all things Hake on thehakereport.com. The Fallen State later today at noon Pacific time. New episode with a Satanist. Should be great. Speaking of Satanists, the ladies at the... That's not nice, okay? They're not Satanists. They just have Satan working through them, okay? Ladies at the skim, how a conspiracy puts Springfield, Ohio in the spotlight. They're calling it a conspiracy. It's been a tough week for Springfield, Ohio. City workers opened their emails to find a bomb threat Thursday, prompting the evacuation of City Hall and an ongoing investigation. Springfield had already become the backdrop for a viral conspiracy theory that its immigrant population was eating people's pet dogs and cats. The falsehood quickly spread from the dregs of social media to Senator J.D. Vance's X account to the lips of former President Donald Trump at the debate Tuesday. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. People that came in, moderator David Muir quickly fact-checked Trump. I call foul, saying there had been no credible reports of pets being harmed by immigrants in the city. The baseless and racist rumor seems to have originated in a Facebook group, per the Springfield News. The post alleged a neighbor's daughter's friend found her lost cat hanging from a branch near a Haitian's home. Authorities haven't yet determined if the conspiracy and bomb threat are linked, but the mayor said it included hateful language towards immigrants and Haitians. The operative word is pets, okay? They're not eating pets, and it's stressed only to deflect from the reality of Haitians in Ohio. Trump's eating the dogs comment sparked TikToks and memes satirizing what many saw as an absurd debate moment, but the actual impacts of a conspiracy theory like this are anything but funny. I don't know, ladies, we're laughing over here, but it's, you know who's not laughing? The residents of Springfield, Ohio. Such divisive rhetoric can put innocent people at risk. Alpha male Trump forcing people to talk about him. It's classic Trump. Say something that's maybe somewhat inaccurate, but totally true, and get people to talk about it. So here's a little bit of different news from CNN. Boeing strike. Union members at Boeing rejected a proposed 4-year contract with the troubled aircraft manufacturer, authorizing the first strike at the company in 16 years. About 33,000 workers started walking off the job today, citing grievances with past contract terms. The strike will virtually stop commercial airplane production at one of America's biggest manufacturing giants and its largest exporter, dealing a potential blow to the U.S. economy. It will not affect consumer travel, but it will cause a delay in deliveries of jets promised to airlines, cutting off Boeing's primary source of cash. Boeing said it is eager to return to the negotiating table to reach a new deal and remains committed to resetting our relationship with our employees. Down, down, down for Boeing. Who can turn it around? Who can do it? Housing market, stuff that's on people's minds, especially. Both candidates talked about it at the debate. Mortgage rates fell this week to the lowest point since February 2023, a welcome sign for Americans grappling with a tough housing market. The standard 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 6% in the week ended September 12th. Mortgage financing giant Freddie Mac said Thursday that's well below the 2-decade high of 7.79% in October 2023. But even with borrowing costs heading lower, the U.S. housing market is still unaffordable for millions of home seekers, particularly those with low incomes. Renters across America are also struggling, especially in urban population centers such as New York City, Los Angeles, and the Miami metropolitan area, according to a recent report. Renters in those areas dish out more than 30% of their income towards rent, the report said. An increasing thing, an ever-increasing thing, but you got to subsidize it for the super Brokeys. Ukraine, it heats up. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned NATO alliance leaders that a move to lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of longer-range Western missiles, which I reported yesterday. He's saying don't do it. Heating up. JLP Hour 2 coming up, though. More on that later.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week: why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Isn't that an amazing question? Yes, Jesse, that is an amazing question. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're busy, running around, taking your kid to a public school because you hate them and you don't feel like being home, being a mother, watching over them. Or you're buying fentanyl or selling fentanyl, or you're at a fentanyl recovery plant you're trying to overcome. Or you're smashing and grabbing. Or you're beating up some Asian people or white people on the streets. Whatever you're doing, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate, and we are going to get to your super chats, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. And every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Friday, right? Every Friday. Friday will always be Express Yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard.
They're eating the dogs.
Two illegal migrants are now being accused of killing a bald eagle in Nebraska with plans to cook it for dinner.
It's a real asphalt jungle out here.
So we've just arrived at the toilet on this beach. It goes straight into the water.
Kenton just brought a bird from the woods. What do you have?
I don't know.
How in the world did you catch that?
I think it's injured. I was walking down to our fort. Then I saw it run and I chased it. Then it went up in the tree. Then I shake the tree and it fell and it was running. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
That was an American.
Don't eat the bird. What the? 888-775-3773. I want to go back to Alex, a first-time caller there out of Atlanta, Georgia. I just want to understand about forgiveness and how to forgive his mother, and if he needs to. Alex.
Hey, Jeffy.
Thank you for holding. Do you have any other questions about how to your mother and why you need to forgive her?
No, that was about it.
Does that make sense of what we said, of those little irritating things that she did?
Yes.
And your father, you have to forgive him too for not being able to protect you or stand up to your mother, because just as you are married to your mother, he was married to his mother, and you and your wife are just repeating the same thing that your parents have done.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to forgive your father for not being able to protect you or stand and protect and stand up against your mother, he can help himself.
Okay, and I have to do that physically?
Yes, if you can do it face to face, it's best that way, because in facing them, if you could do it by FaceTime if you can't go to wherever they're located, but facing them, you will get your courage back.
Okay. Do it separately or at the same time with both of them?
Whichever opportunity happens, if it comes, you go there, they're both together at the same time. Do it with both. If not, whichever come first.
Okay.
What do you think your mother would say to you, or how she would react, even though you don't, what would you think she would say if you told her how the cow ate the cabbage?
She'll probably deny it.
And how you feel about that?
Well, like you said, you just explained to me how to conquer that. I'm going to do it and go from there.
Yeah, right on. And it doesn't matter if she admit it or not, she blame your father or not, and same with your father. And don't ask for forgiveness. You forgive them, and God will forgive you, because that's what it means to confess your sins. Is anyone that has anger is playing God, and anyone that plays God is a sinner, for the lack of a better word. You're playing God, and that's why God can't help you, because you're being your own God. And so you're confessing that you're wrong for being angry. Anger is hatred. Hatred is judgment. And anyone that judges, they're playing God. So you're confessing your sins by admitting that you're wrong for being angry. And the Father, God, will forgive you. And it doesn't matter what your parents say or not say. He will forgive you. He will change your heart. You will wake up. And then the light of God will erase, take away, destroy that old nature of yours, that old nature of anger, that old nature of fear, that old nature of loneliness or looking for love, or all that will be taken away from you, because that's the nature of evil. And God will give you a brand new nature, which is his nature.
Gotcha.
He will renew your mind. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Any other question?
No.
Are you black?
Yes, I am.
So what's wrong
I'm
with
melanated.
What's wrong with the blacks? They eating
man.
the dogs. They eating the ducks from the park. They don't eat the duck from the park. What's wrong with the blacks?
Has that actually been confirmed? Has somebody actually been caught doing that?
Eating the ducks from the park?
Yeah.
According to some of the people down there in Ohio.
I guess they just trying to survive, because I watch all kind of videos from around the world, and
yeah,
I see them eating all kind of animals all around the world. And,
what a mess.
China and Africa, all over the place. They eat all kind of stuff. So,
nice. One other thing, let me tell you before I run. I've got to run now. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, we both started doing it.
Okay, stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. No matter what, if the whole world turn against you, Alex, you stay present with God. You do the silent prayer. Stay out of your thoughts about the past or the future. You just stay present. And when you're present, when you're right here, right now, all the time, instead of your head, I cannot find the word to express the life that the Father would give you. You can't even imagine what it's like. It's amazing. So stay present no matter what.
Okay.
Amazing. So
amazing.
Do you have children? You and Rocket have children?
No.
Oh, okay. How long you been married?
Oh man, since 2003.
Oh, man.
So almost, what was that?
And why you don't have children?
Complications.
Oh, okay. Something beyond you and your wife control?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
We wanted them, though.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Okay.
But any other questions, Alex?
No, that's it.
All right, buddy. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Does Rockin' want to talk back, or is she okay?
You have any other questions?
No, I just wanted to, I think you kind of... I think you kind of cleared it up. I just wanted to know how I would go about asking for forgiveness from my mom.
Well, don't ask for forgiveness. You apologize for resenting her now that you realize she can help herself.
Okay.
I mean, do you and Alice like each other?
Oh yes, we like each other very much. That's my best friend.
Nice. Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm not a nasty woman.
Right. Are you black?
Say that again?
Are you black?
Yes, I'm melanated. Yes.
Right on. Well, I wish you well. Let me know how it goes, all right?
I will. I'll call back and let you know.
Okay. Good talking to you guys.
Same as you as well.
All right.
Be well.
Okay, you too.
All
Now.
right.
Bye now. 888-7753-773-888-77 Jesse. Let me go to first time caller Sean out of Texas. Sean, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, Sean.
How you doing?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Nice. So I had a question.
Okay.
There's so much turmoil in my house, and it's probably because the last caller just laid out everything with what I need to do. It's pretty crazy. I probably did. I'm not married with this woman, but she does act like my mother. I see the things that my mother used to do when I was young, and I'm just like, man, that's my mom, and it's super crazy.
And how old are you?
33.
And so you guys live together?
Yeah.
Any children?
Yes, I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old son.
With her?
Yeah.
And how old is she?
She's 28.
Oh, okay. And why haven't you married, or why haven't you gotten married since you've been together like that?
She says she doesn't want to get married, and she's never wanted to get married.
Right.
And so, yeah.
And did you want to get married?
I thought that was the right thing to do under God's eyes. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But it was kids before the wedding, you know? So I guess it was called wedlock.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And so your question for me is what?
No, well, there was so much turmoil in my house, you know, and I guess the turmoil has to do because we haven't forgiven our mothers and our fathers. And
yeah,
I'm itching to go forgive my mother and my father.
Yes.
As soon as I can, so I can get this relief off of me. And hopefully my partner can come to realize what you're saying as well and go forgive her mother. Because I also asked the mother, how did you used to treat your husband? And everybody says the same thing. There's a way my partner treats me is the way.
And why do you call her your partner rather than your girlfriend?
Oh, my girlfriend. Well, yeah, she is my girlfriend. I don't know. It's because it's labels, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
And so, why have you stayed with her all the time if she's so difficult?
I don't know. I thought it was because I loved her, but now I'm just seeing it's just not that, maybe.
No, one thing for sure, you don't love her, and she doesn't love you.
Right.
It's all hate.
It's all hate.
Yeah. What a mess, huh?
Yeah, it is a mess, man, because I barely found you, like, let's say, a week ago, and then I've been starting to do my silent prayer, and I've just been like, man. And then I saw that you had live calls, and I'm like, man, I have to call him and ask him what's going on, and how can he help me? Because it is crazy, man. We are living in some crazy times, and just what you said, what you keep saying, society or the cabal is just breaking down men on purpose.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I've come to wake up, and I try to preach it to the world, and it's crazy.
Yeah, but don't preach it to the world.
No.
You just live it. You just be that example.
Exactly. And that's what I've been doing this past week, is just trying to, like, just stay quiet and just live in the moment and just be here in the now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so did she move in with you, or you moved in with her, or you guys moved in together at the same time?
We moved in together.
Oh, okay. And so your question for me now is what?
Is there a solution to this after forgiving my mother and my father?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Will it get better? Should it get better?
It might not get better for her, because I haven't spoken to her. She might not want to change. She may love her misery, and she may love inflicting her misery on you and your children. So it might not get better for her, but it can get better for you for sure.
She's great with the kids. I know. I've been hearing your conversations, and they're wild. They're funny. They're cool, man. And I see why people, man, I see why people dislike you, or I don't even know. It's funny. It's cool, man. I love it. I love how people like to hate on the truth.
Yeah.
It's so wild. It's just so uplifting and motivating.
No, that's because you want the truth. Some people, most people hear the truth and they'll reject it. They'll hate it. They hate the light. But then some people like you and those who want the truth, they will hear the truth, and it would be a breath of fresh air. It'll be like water, cool water in a stream. They accept the truth. So you got to have that. Here's what I recommend you do now. Once you forgive your parents, you don't have to wait that long. From this point forward, never, ever, never, but ever, never, 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 but ever, and I promise you this works, never argue with her again. Don't argue with her. Don't argue with the devil in her, and don't argue with the devil in your imagination. Lay your weapon down, do the silent prayer, and just watch. And when she try to pull you into an argument, don't fall for it at all. If you need to speak up, but don't argue. And I tell you, man, the truth will fight your battle for you in ways that you never imagined. Stop fighting with evil. Stop fighting with the devil inside of her.
Right.
Because when you fight with her, you're giving her life. She feels she love it when she can make you feel upset, and when she can make you feel good. It gives life to the devil.
Yo, I see that.
So,
and she used to be like, it's you're sucking the energy out of me. And I'm like, how, man? I'm just trying. I don't even like to argue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't argue anymore. Let her argue by herself, or just walk away. And she's gonna get mad when you walk away. You're not listening to me. You don't love me. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my emotions. Pay no attention to the devil. Don't get angry, but don't argue.
And that's one thing I do is walk away, because I can't. I'm just like, man, this is pointless. And I walk away, and she gets so super mad. So I'm already practicing that.
Nice.
I just needed somebody to refer, or I needed Jesse to let me know I'm not tripping, I guess, in other words.
No, you're on the right track, and don't be mad at her, because it's not her fault that you were already angry when you met her. It's not her fault that you fell for her lie, And it's not your
Yes.
fault that she fell for you. She was already screwed up when she met you, and you were already screwed up when you met her, and two screwed up people came together, and the war started all over again. So don't blame her.
No, and I don't try to put no blame.
Yeah.
But when I look back at it, I'm like, damn, this has been a fight.
Yes.
A big fight.
And that's all it's ever going to be as long as you fight with her. Don't fight with her anymore, or anyone really. And if and if she decides she want to leave because she may pull that on you, I'm leaving. You don't care about me. And if she said, well, I'm leaving, you say, okay, bye. Don't argue with her. Don't beg her to stay. Don't ask her to stay. Let her go if she want to go.
Right.
And you'll be fine.
Cool. No, thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome.
It's been a relief. I'm going to keep practicing my silent prayer, and I'm going to keep listening to your podcasts, your videos, and yeah.
And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Of course, my handle is Don't Be a Hoe, Speak Truth. So you'll see me there.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. I wish you well. Let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Don't be a handle. Be a hoe.
No. Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Bye.
All right, buddy. Bye. What the? Super chat. Super. There's one line open, 888-7753-77 Jesse.
What's up, Super Chatters? Let's start off with a coffee from Lori. Says, morning all. I watched Joel's show and it was deep. The water baptism ain't it. A spiritual baptism with the Holy Spirit and fire is what needs to occur. Burning the chaff is like when Jesse says God took his anger away for good, taking the evil out of him with fire. Like you are forever changed with love instead of hate. The evil in us is destroyed with true baptism. Beautiful. Does this make sense to you, Jesse? And then Lori shares Matthew 3, chapter 3, verses 11 through 12.
Well, I do know that it is done. When Christ came, he done everything is cleared up. All is well. And it is baptism of the Spirit now. Everything is of the Spirit and not of the water. If you want to get baptized in water, fine. It's just an expression of what's supposed to have taken place on the inside. But it's definitely of the Spirit. You're right about that. And stay with it. And by the way, y'all, if you don't know about JLP Fri, then check him out. JLP Fri TV, Monday through Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Monday through Thursday, you can podcast. He's on fire for the Lord. Check it out. I haven't had a chance to listen to that whole episode yet. He sent it to me the other day, so I will hear to it. But it sounds amazing. Thank you very much.
Mike Young with a coffee says, hey, Jesse, it's so sad that white people who don't live behind gated communities like Taylor Swift, who endorsed Kamala Harris, by the way, and I'm not surprised because she's an evil woman herself, but white folks who is voting for Kamala have no idea that Kamala will completely turn America into a ghetto.
Yeah. The people get the type of government they deserve. They vote for this. This is what they ought to get. Look what happened to California. California was a red state once, and it was amazing. But they voted in the blue Democrats, and it's a mess now. It went from the light to the darkness. The people get what they deserve. What a mess. And I want to know from y'all, should Trump do another debate with these people? Yes or no? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mummy Africa with a coffee. Jesse, you often say that the woman became the man's God. And when asked where you got that from, you say, read Genesis. Well, on yesterday's show, you wanted a caller to show you where the Bible says Jesus is God. And where Jesus says, I am God, not their interpretation of a scripture. If I can hold you to that same standard, where does the Bible literally say the woman became the man's God? Where does the Bible literally say that?
Amazing.
Your experts can help.
Well, you can't hold me to a standard, so thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And let me go to Ralph with very generous donation. Says,
Thank you, Ralph.
Hey, Jesse, I hope you're doing well. Have an amazing weekend.
You too. Thank you. I appreciate your support.
The Key with a coffee says, biblical question answer.
Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
He says, the Father allows man to be subject to evil thoughts so that man may know the difference. Truth. Example, Shishak attacks Israel under the rule of Rehoboam. The Father said they will. The Father
Rehoboam?
said, I don't know what that is. I think these are biblical words.
Keep it piffy.
Shishak attacks Israel under the rule of Rehoboam. Maybe like a king. The Father said they will, however, become subject to him so that they may learn the difference between serving me and serving the king.
What does it have to do with it? Are they responding to the biblical thought?
Yeah.
Are they responding to the biblical question?
I mean, they're trying to here.
How are they by telling me about Rabbah and the Shebite?
I don't know if that's answering the question, the key. But
yeah, the key.
I'll just finish this up real fast.
Yeah, finish that, yeah.
The Father said they will, however, become subject to him, and he puts in parentheses, evil, so that they may learn the difference between serving me and serving the kings of other lands. 2 Chronicles 12:8. Taste and see that the Father is good. Psalms 34:8.
What the?
The question was, why are you afraid?
You didn't answer the biblical question. Keep it piffy and respond to the biblical question. There ain't no answer to the biblical question. What the? But thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Sam Lemons with the 3 coffees says, good morning, JP and the experts. Sounds like a rock band.
Good morning.
I'll skip the biblical question this week because it simply doesn't apply to me. Just want to say keep up the good work. Stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. Nick did an H of a job filling in, but I still missed the good hair. It's a thin hair line between Nick and Hake. Salute. Thank you, Sam.
That's amazing. Thank you. Amazing.
And we got Mike Young with a coffee says, hey, Jesse, speaking of Haiti, I was watching Piers Morgan last night and some white progressive female pretending like she was eating her cat like the situation in Ohio was funny. What a dummy. But it's white people like that. That is the reason why America is going down the tubes.
Amazing. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
No Mo Thoughts says, Jesse, I asked about how Jesus defeated evil. You said he went to hell and Satan accepted him, and that did something. What does that mean?
He went, long story short, Satan accepted him into hell, and he should not because Jesus was not guilty of anything. Like human beings are guilty, right? Jesus was not guilty, and Satan accepted him. And as a result, the Father was able to make that sacrifice for us. Amazing. Lots of more to that than that, but that's what happened. Thank you.
Derek with a coffee says, if a parent finds the father before their adult child has forgiven them, is there still a need for that child to forgive their parents?
Repeat that.
If a parent finds the father before their adult child has forgiven them, is there still a need for that child to forgive their parents? So if the parent finds the father, the God, and returns home before their own child has forgiven them, their adult child hasn't forgiven the parent,
right.
But the parent overcomes and deals with it.
Right.
Does the child need to forgive the parent still?
Yeah, because the child is responsible for his or her own soul, freedom, her peace, her peace. Amazing. Thank you.
There's a little bit more to the super chat, but we can do that.
Okay, let's take a break. When I come back, your phone calls and more of your super chat. Thank you all so much. I cannot believe it. Half hour gone already. Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. For personal shout-outs, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, and I will do them for you. Personal shout-out, weddings, congratulations, birthdays, anniversaries, encouragement, whatever it might be. I will do them for you. I do amazing ones. Go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And check out our merch. Amazing merch. At rebuildingtheman.com/store. rebuildingtheman.com/store. The amazing Tar Baby, the Great White Hope, mugs and T-shirts and everything. And then some. And make a donation while you're there, all right, to Bond, rebuildingtheman.com, a nonprofit organization. We are rebuilding the man family by rebuilding the man. 35 years, I believe, almost 35, if not 35. Amazing. Rebuildingtheman.com/donate or call 800-411-BOND. 411-2663. And y'all know how to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell. We are on JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. We're on Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv where Christ is King. Christ is King. Rachel is on the line. Our first caller out of Idaho. Not Navajo, but Idaho. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jesse. How are you doing today?
All is well, Rachel. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I had talked to you yesterday in a counseling session, and my brain forgot what if I needed. I'm having this situation with my boyfriend where I was resenting him for going on trips and leaving me at home with the dog, and I was
with the dog.
The dog. You can probably hear him in the background. He ain't happy right now. And I was forgetting if I needed to ask for his forgiveness or let him know that I forgave him. As I was like going through it in my head, I started to get confused and it started to sound all wrong.
Oh, well, let's make it real simple. Were you wrong for what you've done to him?
Absolutely. I know I was wrong, and it was all the evil inside of me.
So have you admitted that to him and apologized?
I have, yeah.
And have you got...
Yeah,
so if you admitted that you're wrong, have you stopped doing it, right? Or did you?
Yeah, I've stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you forgiven your parents?
I have forgiven my parents.
So your question for me is what?
It was just that if I needed to ask for his forgiveness or apologize, I couldn't remember how I needed to go about it.
No, you never ask anyone for their forgiveness. We're not supposed to ask human beings for forgiveness because human beings don't forgive. We're supposed to apologize when we're wrong, and then God will forgive us.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah, so you apologize to him when you were wrong. God will forgive you, and then you cut it out. Don't do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. No more.
All right.
They're growing.
That's right. Amazing.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, that was my question for you, Jesse. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. I wish you well.
Thank you. I wish you well as well. Have a great rest of your week. And
all right, you too now.
Thank you for all you do.
Absolutely.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-775-3773. Let me go to first-time caller, Robert out of Missouri. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, Robert.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, speak right into the phone a little louder.
Okay, yeah. So my question was, I kind of had like an irrational fear since a little kid about nuclear war.
Right.
And it seems realer than ever now, especially with what Putin said yesterday. And we got Sleepy Joe going to meet with someone from Ukraine and make a determination on if we could shoot long-range missiles into Ukraine. So if that happens, he said that NATO will be a part of the war, basically. What do you think about that?
How old are you?
25.
And so your question for me is what?
How do I get over the fear of potential nuclear war?
Drop the anger. Drop the anger. Come out of your imagination and you'll be fine. You got to overcome anger. Anyone and everyone that has anger has fear. And the world control you with fear. But if you drop the anger, the fear will also disappear. And no matter what happens in the world, you will have no problem with it because you will have no anger, so you would not be affected by it.
Yeah. I just think I feel a way about man just having the power to press a red button and pretty much end the world.
No, that's not why you feel it. When you were young or something, maybe you heard about nuclear wars or something happened, you saw it on film or something, and you overreacted. And when you overreacted to what you heard, you became a fear. And that fear has been controlling you ever since in your mind, your imagination, and in your emotions. Drop the anger, you can drop the fear.
Okay. And you say dropping anger, I got to forgive my parents?
Yeah, have you done that yet?
Not in person.
And why not?
Probably because I have a fear of that too.
And what fear of what might happen?
I don't know, just how they react.
Yeah. Well, shake in your boots, but forgive them. While you're shaking, you forgive them. And don't ask for forgiveness. Apologize for resenting them. They were screwed up. They couldn't help themselves. And God will forgive you and take away the fear. And once he take that fear away, and he will, if you truly forgive, admit you were wrong for hating them, he will take it away, and you will hear about this nuclear war and all this stuff, and you will not be affected by it at all. It would be like you were hearing this stuff, and you will see the people around you tripping out about it, but you will not be moved by it, by the news. But you got to overcome the anger. You got to drop the anger.
How do you know when you actually forgiven them in your heart?
Because
you can say you did it, but how do you know you actually did it?
Because the anger and the fear will be no more. It would disappear.
Okay.
You know how you're afraid to face them because you don't know how they're going to react, or you do know how they're going to react, and you won't be able to handle it. Once you forgive them, that fear would disappear, and you will be able to deal with anyone and any situation at any time.
Okay.
So you got to face them. Are you doing the silent prayer?
Occasionally.
And why not commit to that so you can stay out of your head?
I have no excuse.
Yeah, do that too, morning and night, so you can stay out of your imagination worrying or thinking about the past or the future, because the past and the future doesn't even exist. Do you realize that?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so forgive your parents, and you will overcome the anger, and that way when you hear about Putin and Ukraine and Sleepy Joe or whatever, you will not be bothered by it. It'll be them. It has nothing to do with you. You'll be fine.
Okay, and I have one more question.
Yeah.
You know, in the movie Nefarious, how he said we can't tell sin from right now.
You said do what?
On the movie Nefarious, he said we can't tell sin from what's right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can we tell like the difference now?
That is such a good question, man. That's an amazing question. Number one, you don't even know what right is. But when you forgive, right, the truth would take over you. It would take over your heart. It would clear your mind, and you would know right. You would come to know it. But you got to forgive first so right can, you open yourself up to invite the truth, invite right to come in. And then you would know right and wrong, but you will only be controlled by what is right and not wrong anymore. Wrong will eventually disappear.
Okay.
So once
thank you.
So once you forgive, right will take over because you're inviting it in. You're inviting him into your heart.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Let me know how it goes, Robert.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye.
888-7753-773. 888-77. Jesse, let me go to Leo out of Michigan. Leo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I hear you.
Oh, and that's nice to talk to you. Thank you so much for picking up my call. It's been the third time that we've been speaking, and then 3 years ago, that was the last time we spoke when I was still in Germany. I don't know if you remember that.
3 years ago? I don't even remember 3 minutes ago. What the?
I know.
But welcome. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, yeah. So, since then, I've been learning a great deal from you and your entire team. So, I've been observing a lot how people behave around me, especially my mother and my sister, you know. They always like to argue about, you know, vaccines and liberals and Trump and so on. And I still, to this day, I struggle a little bit with reacting quickly to those. You know, I'm very intense, and it turns into debacles. And then, you know, I tend to be very resilient, especially when I think I'm not wrong. And they hate that, right? And, you know, the choices that I had on women was also kind of similar. You know, there was the so-called empowered women in general. And now I switched over to more Catholic women like myself. I converted recently to Catholicism. And although I'm, you know, praying the Rosary every single day and doing the homilies and trying to stay put, I'm still struggling with dealing with them. Even though they're Catholic, I still notice some sort of manipulation. And I really don't know, and this is my question, I really don't know if I'm actually overreacting to that I should be a little bit more flexible when I'm getting the sense that I'm being manipulated. And if I have the time, I would like to share exactly what the situation was. Because in the conversation that I had with this lady that I've been dating for 4 months, I told her that I was not feeling good about the tone that she was using. She was from the get-go. Everything was going super well, absolutely well. We were visiting each other. We were praying every single day. We were meeting each other, you know.
And you say you've been dating her for how many months?
For 3 months.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's the clean dating, okay? Not the
right
like it used to be in the past. And I met the family, you know. She couldn't meet my family because I'm in the States, but it was going well. And then the topic of raising children, you know, because like I said, I'm very intense, right? So I like to put these questions out there. I'm also 35, she's 36. So I think I'm ready to have kids right now, to raise a child properly. So yeah. So then in the last conversation, the topic of especially with this Georgia shooting, and I said, look, my kids, I really want to be able to give them the option to, you know, to teach them properly how to wield a gun and so on, if they want to do that. And she was very adamant towards, no, my kids will be holy. They're going to be angels. They're going to be saints, and my kids will never touch any gun. I said, look, you know, I'm from Brazil originally, right? So we were raised with gun control, but I was raised in the countryside. I was like, he used to say, like a country boy, right?
Yeah.
And here in America, thank God I have the option to do that, but I'm not saying that, as soon as the baby is born, I'm going to put a pistol next to the boy or the girl. That's not what I'm saying. But eventually I would like to prepare them to be good citizens, right? And she said, no, absolutely not. And 3 days passed. I didn't speak to her at all because I thought the tone that she was using was not good. She was calling me egocentric. She was calling me selfish, that the world was, the world had to shape around me and so on. I said, no, I just don't like the way you're talking to me right now because you sound like my mother, right? And thanks to you, Jesse, I was able to forgive my mother. It was a horrible experience, very traumatic, but still done. And I said, look, this tone is not good for me. And I would like to, to move forward because I don't like the way you're talking to me right now. And she said, the manipulation was that what I felt was that she was trying to focus on the gun topic. And she said, oh, if it's so important to you, we should give up on it. I said, no, the gun topic is not really that important to me because I know how I'm going to raise my kids. My problem with you is the tone that you're using. You're already calling me names and all this stuff. So I don't know, Jesse, if I'm actually overreacting in that sense. Really.
And so your question is what?
Yeah, how to deal with that. Am I overreacting by trying to correct her tone and asking her to correct her tone and put her down a little bit so she can calm down and have a decent conversation about that? Or should I just forget about it and say, yeah, you're right, whatever, and then move forward?
Number one, let me ask, did it bother you when she gave you that nasty tone?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if it bothered you, be glad to see that it bothered you so that you can overcome that. Because if you are bothered by what she said, you'll be in control. And that feeling and thought and feeling you're having about it is not from you. It's not good. So be glad to see that. And don't argue with her about anything. Also, you're dating this woman, so be glad to see that you guys don't agree on this about the children. She wanted one way, you wanted another way. And while you're dating, you're going to learn other things about her. She's going to learn other things about you. And then you may realize we're not really meant to get married. We don't agree on anything. And so that way you move on and seek the kingdom of God and don't look for a woman. And God will give you the right wife to have if it's meant for you to have one. So be glad to see that you don't agree on how you're going to raise your children. And you don't want to marry a woman that don't agree with you on how to raise your children.
Yeah. That 3 days later she said that she would give up on that, and she said that she doesn't care about it anymore. She said because she's Venezuelan, right? She said, yeah, I was not raised that way, so I'm okay with it. But the problem is that, and then I'm going to bring it to myself again, Jesse, that I said, look, and what about that tone? Let's work on that tone.
Well, you're right into correct her about the tone, but you're wrong for being angry about the tone. Don't be angry at her about it.
Okay.
You should correct it, but not be angry at her about it.
Okay, that's the part that I think I'm becoming a little bit more, adamant towards that. I'm actually thinking about giving up on this relationship at all because she seems to not give up on the way she was talking to me. And I don't know if I really want her to really submit that much. I really don't think that's the way to go, but I'm actually willing to give up on this because of that as well. Because she was really calling me names, and that actually was not the topic. It was not something that I made a mistake with.
Well, be happy that you see the type of person she is so that you don't walk into the trap of marrying that kind of person. But still, don't be angry about it. She can't help herself.
Okay, understood.
But that doesn't mean you have to date her any longer. That's up to you.
Okay.
Did you say you were doing the Rosary or something?
Yes, every day.
Oh, and are you doing the Hail Mary too?
Yes. Yeah. The mysteries, yeah.
So you're doing the Rosary and the Hail Mary and what else?
Well, the homily. The homily is it's
you doing the homily too?
Yes.
Are you doing the butt dance?
No, I'm not doing any of that. As a matter of fact, I hate dance. No, I'm not. But
are you doing the silent prayer?
Well, that's what I would call the Rosary today. I started with your silent prayer, as a matter of fact, and then when I moved here in the States, and I started doing the Rosary every day. So
are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes.
Okay, stay with that, and do the little Rosary thing until you realize that's a waste of time.
Oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. Jesse, I do have another question.
The rosary and all that other stuff is just a waste of time. God said to be still and let go. Be still, and He would let Him do it. You give up so that He can take over. You don't need do what you want, but you don't need to be doing the roguery and all that
Whatever
mess.
else.
Right.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Because I know that there was the opening holiday you so much talk about, but you know, I tend to react, as you can see. So I think that sometimes when I'm praying the rosary, repeating those words, I'm actually trying to connect. But what am I supposed to do? Just stay quiet and just let go of it? Just see my thoughts passing by?
Absolutely. All you need to do, all that is required of you, is to be still. And the silent prayer would cause you to be still so the light can turn on, be made clear to you, and bring you out of those thoughts so that you don't overreact, you don't worry, you don't try to have your own plan about life and what you want or don't want, so that you just completely let go and let life happen through you. Life will happen on its own if you allow that to happen. And when you do the silent prayer, you practice staying present, and that's what will happen. You're letting go, as the Christians would say, and letting God. You got to let go of everything. You got to surrender. Mm-hmm. So surrender, just watch those thoughts. Don't be in your head about the past or the future. Stay present, and it will happen on its own. I promise you that.
Okay, will do. I have one last question, Jesse. Still dealing with women, and I do love my sister, and I want to be able to work with her a little bit better.
You love your sister?
I do love my sister. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And trying to work better now. She in a nutshell, I think she's following a little bit of my mom's path, and which is not good. My mother's very successful and so on, but my sister is following that path as well. And she had a kid out of wedlock. Now she's trying to convert to Christianism and so on. But she's struggling also with God. And she still has this liberal mindset,
How old is she?
She's 34.
And so because of time here, your question for me is what?
I want to be able to deal with her a little bit better. And I'm still the same way that I was, my mind was working with this lady that I'm dating right now. Or was dating, I don't know. I want to be able to deal with my sister in that way because my sister's struggling with it.
Well, likewise, with anyone, stop overreacting. It's not, you can't blame them that you're overreacting. Cut that out. Do the silent prayer. And then stop trying to help your sister. Let your sister suffer. It's not your job, nor is it your responsibility to help your sister. You can't even help yourself. How are you going to help someone else? So let your sister suffer.
That's true. I am suffering already. All right, Justin. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate that.
All right, but I wish you well.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. I got one more hour to go. What? No, this hour's up. Let me take a break. Anchor Baby News, which is hate news. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service. And I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Two hours gone just like that. We'll be back for the last hour of Open Line Friday on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. So don't go anywhere. Got a little bit more nitpicking the news with Nit. So here's Ukraine. I was just mentioning this. the last news hour there. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned NATO alliance leaders that a move to lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of longer-range Western missiles to strike deep inside his country would be considered an act of war. It sure sounds like one. This will mean that NATO countries, the United States and European countries, are at war with Russia. And if this is the case, then bearing in mind the change in the essence of the conflict, we will make appropriate decisions in response to the threats that will be posed to us, Putin said Thursday. Putin's comments come as President Joe Biden and NATO partners appear increasingly open to the possibility of allowing Ukrainian forces to use Western-provided long-range weapon systems to strike at Russian military targets. A serious escalation, and you may have even heard some fears over this on the JLP show. Don't worry, you will be vaporized instantly. Typhoon Yaga, Asia's most powerful storm this year, has wreaked havoc across southern China and Southeast Asia since it made landfall last week. More than 200 people have died in Vietnam in the aftermath of the storm, and dozens of others are missing as flash floods and landslides take their toll, state media reported Thursday. 200 people, wow. Yagi has left a trail of destruction following days of intense rainfall and powerful winds over 90 miles per hour. Despite weakening on Sunday, downpours continued and rivers remain dangerously high. The heavy rains also damaged factories in export-focused northern Vietnam's industrial hubs. Ga Nha Haum. I would like some Vietnamese snacks. North Dakota's abortion ban is gone, says the ladies at this game, okay? They're worried about abortion. You know, the ladies, it's a big deal to them. They want to kill the babies. A judge in North Dakota rolled back the state's abortion ban on Thursday, citing that the state constitution creates a fundamental right to access abortion before fetal viability. A lot of words to justify baby killing. He added that the ban was unconstitutionally void for vagueness. This was the second abortion ban lawmakers in North Dakota had passed, and the second to be overruled by the courts. The decision is unlikely to change much for North Dakotans. The state's only abortion clinic moved across the border to Minnesota in 2022 and is not expected to return. The clinic's director responded to the ruling. North Dakota still has a huge amount of restrictions and state-mandated laws. Minnesota has welcomed us, and this is our home now. A new clinic could take years to open, an attorney on the case told the Washington Post. This comes at a time when abortion is on the minds and ballots of many women and female-minded men. Voters in up to 10 states, an unprecedented number, will be able to vote on ballot initiatives to protect abortion rights this November. But there's also an equally unprecedented number of court challenges to such initiatives. It's a little bit of the language the ladies like to use. Reproductive rights. ChatGPT and America's changing behaviors. A new survey from KFF suggests that more and more Americans are turning to AI-powered chatbots for medical advice. 1 in 6 adults asks chatbots like ChatGPT a medical question at least once a month, and 1 in 3 use them multiple times a week. It's easy to see the appeal. You don't have to spend months waiting for a doctor's appointment, and AI can answer your questions within seconds. However, about 60% of respondents said they aren't confident in their ability to determine which chatbot answers are accurate. ChatGPT might be the new WebMD, but that's not necessarily a good thing. And by the way, ChatGPT, WebMD, it won't stop you all your fears inside of you when you search those things up, because the mind will go crazy. So how about deal with that? And then the stress from that. Oh my gosh, what are you doing to yourself there? Anyways, I'm not a doctor. What it means, AI usage for medical advice may be more widespread than initially thought. Most research on how people use AI for medical concerns has been largely hypothetical. Well, people are going to be trusting the AI god more and more. But that's it from Nick. We got third hour, Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Open Line Friday.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question, are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Isn't that amazing? You can listen to the show, you can podcast the show, but you can be listening if you're on the beach, if you live near a border, near the borders, and you see all the illegals coming in and you're afraid. I was just so scared. You're afraid. Or if you're buying some fentanyl or whatever. Or you just want to listen to the show while you're working out, you podcast, you listen to it later, you can watch it later. You can do it on your iPhone, iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. I have to repeat that very slowly for the old people. 605. My grandmother, we used to give her the phone number, some numbers, and we would give her the number. She's like, what that, baby? What'd you say? Mama, 605-615-4131. All right? 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Thursday. It's the last hour of the show today. It is Get It Off Your Chest Thursday. I mean Friday. Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday. What the? Every Thursday. It doesn't matter what you look like. When you're doing what you're doing is what you're doing. When you look like you're doing what you're doing. Express yourself. Thursday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's a shame.
I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard.
They're eating the dogs.
Migrants are now being accused of killing a bald eagle in Nebraska with plans to cook it for dinner.
It's a real asphalt jungle out here.
So we just arrived at the toilet on this beach. It goes straight into the water.
Kenton just brought a bird from the woods. What do you have?
I don't know.
How in the world did you catch that?
I think it's injured. I was walking down to our fort. Then I saw it run and I chased it. Then it went up in the tree. Then I shake the tree and it fell and it was running. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
That was an American.
Amazing. It is Friday. So Hake just texted me and said, you said Thursday again. Even more so after you said Thursday. It's Friday. Amazing. What an amazing video that the American Anchor Baby put together there. The editing is amazing. Thank you, American Anchor Baby. Y'all should see him. He's all over the place. He's taking up for Hake right now, working at Hake Place. He is doing the Hate News. He's operating the board and playing the soundbite. What the? I told you he was smart, a genius, sent by God. I want to, I don't know if y'all saw this video or not. I want you to see this. Apparently a room full of firefighters reacted to Trump interest versus Biden and Harris. So they sit in this room, and Biden and Harris walked in, nobody cared. And then the Great White Hope walked in, and everything blew up. It was like, wow, amazing. Watch this from X. Nobody cares. They're like, we here. Okay. There he is. What the? And God said, amazing. And Joel showed me where he had reversed it. And they had Biden coming in first. Trump coming in, and the room just lit up like they did. And then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris walked in after that. And everybody just looked. It went quiet. They're like, what the? What the? Amazing. I asked, do you think that the Great White Hope and Kamala Harris should do another debate? I say no. We already know who we're going to vote for by now, believe me. If you don't know by now, you will never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever know. Remember when Kamala bragged about transgenders? And she bragged about transgender inmate surgery. Remember that? This is from X. Here's Kamala Harris bragging about her work to ensure every transgender inmate in the prison system has access to taxpayer-funded gender reassignment surgery. Watch this from X.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, right. Of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
She's so proud of that, right? But she won't say it now. Why don't you mention it out loud now, Kamala Harris, what you have done to America and what you will do? I don't think we need another debate. I think we know already. I think we know already. And then last but not least, at least this woman is running for Congress, right? Really, do we need another debate? I say no. Trump has debated both Democrats, Biden and now Harris. Make your mind up for what you're going to do. What you're going to do. What you're going to do when they come for you. Bad boy, bad boy. What you going to do. What you going to do when they come for you. And just like they went for that father in Georgia whose son was accused of shooting up a school, and they went for the father, and you applauded. You said the father deserved it. They're coming for you next. Because you said okay to them. You gave them the power to make a decision to control you. I want you to watch this woman that's running for Congress. At least she's running from WMUR. The Associated Press has projected that Lily Tang Williams has won the Republican nomination in New Hampshire, 2nd District. William will face Democratic Maggie Goodlander in the November general election. And so Lily Tang Williams debated this guy, David Hogg, and David Hogg is a pig. But David Hogg is the guy that's supposed to be against guns and all that mess. But she debated David Hogg, a gun control activist, on gun control. Watch this from X.
Hi, my name is Lily Tang Williams. Welcome to my live free or die state. Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death after he sold communism to them. And 20 million people died, murdered during his Cultural Revolution. So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight, our government in the U.S., in D.C., will never become a tyrannical government? Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works for dictatorship of CCP.
What an amazing question. She's right about that. And you said to the the government, I applaud you for arresting the father for the son's action. This is the type of government that will come for you next. And you have agreed. Here's a picture of Lily Tang Williams holding her gun. That's her. What the? That's her. What a mess. Lily with the gun. That reminds me of Annie Oaker with the gun. You remember Annie Oaker?
Annie who?
Annie Oaker, something like that.
Annie
Oaker. She used to be in a cowboy movie.
Annie Oakley, American marksman. I don't know who the heck this is, but I type in Annie Oakley and I get a bunch of pictures of some girl with a gun. It's amazing.
It reminds me of that.
You mean this?
Yeah. What the?
Who's Annie Oakley?
Oh, there she is.
She's an American marksman, says Wikipedia.
And I think I'm talking about there was a woman that played in a movie, a cowboy movie with alongside or with I think Ren 1010 or somebody, and she had a gun. She was a cowboy. Somewhere in there, I've seen something. I forgot.
I found it.
You think you found it?
I think I did.
I think she played in Ren 1010 or one of those movies, cowboy movies.
Like this?
Yes. There she goes.
And in Oakley.
And she got black people hair. What do you call that? When white
Like
people...
braids?
Yeah, when the white people try to have
Cultural appropriation?
Yeah, she up there cultural appropriation way back then.
No, those are them little girl braids.
Anyway, amazing. So that woman is running for Congress. Lily Tang Williams. And one last but not least, folks, how would you respond to this woman? Watch this from CNN.
Is the real question.
Yesterday, when he said that, he wasn't being sarcastic, he wasn't being hyperbolic, he was amplifying a conspiracy theory that I think you would agree puts a target on the backs of Haitian immigrants, and that it is based on racism. Would you agree on that?
Anti-black racism would be more pointed.
Do you think that if there were 20,000 Scandinavians that had been sent to Springfield, people would be saying that they're eating cats and dogs and geese?
I'm not going to answer for
Why
him,
not?
for his memes or anything else. But I am
No, but I'm asking you, do you think that conspiracy is based on racism?
Because
I mean, it's an
because
easy
because
yes or no.
because I'm not going to answer. I don't know. I don't know.
That was a
But here-
long pause, Scott. I mean,
because I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to sit here and answer for somebody. I don't talk to Donald Trump
I'm
about
asking you
what the
about
motivations
what is
are,
the
and I
answer?
don't answer to you either.
But Scott,
but
what is the
the
answer for you?
But the bottom line is
He's trying to give you a thoughtful answer.
But the bottom line.
Wow. Man, y'all got to learn how to deal with those females. They all doubled up on him, 3 against 1, and he a little nervous. Put your feet on solid ground and deal with these females. They're just females. They shouldn't be treated any way to anyone else. Don't be afraid. If they were another race and they were eating cats and dogs in our country, yes, Donald Trump would say it. He would deal with it. Don't be afraid to speak up. Just don't be angry. Don't be hateful. Don't be evil. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Jeff. A first-time call out of California. Jeff, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. I'm excited to speak to you.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate your call.
So I have some exciting news. I met a very nice girl who's a Christian girl, and I'm not sure if you've been paying attention, but there's a lot of sluts out here. So it's a breath of fresh air to meet someone who seems to have.
Are you on the
her.
speakerphone, Jeff?
No.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
So my question, can I ask, should I be more excited or treat this relationship more gentle or any different than the other girls that I've been dealing with?
You should treat all people the same. Don't be judgmental, don't be angry, and be yourself. Because there's no such thing, and you can bank on this. There's no such thing as a nice Christian girl.
Okay.
So
could she be using that against me? Could she start Bible thumping in the relationship?
I'm sorry?
Could she start Bible thumping in the relationship?
Is she into the Bible like that?
Well, she goes to church every Sunday, so she's into the church group and participating and all that stuff.
I don't know, but you should treat everybody the same, meaning that don't be angry and be yourself. So with this woman, don't put on a front. You be you, and you will see you will see what to do with her as you move forward.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Travis, first-time caller out of Alaska. Travis, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well, Travis.
Excellent. Jesse, I'm calling because I wanted to say thank you for the message that you're putting out. It really resonates. It makes a lot of sense. You say out loud things that I know this is going to sound interesting because you say not to trust your thoughts, but you say out loud things that I end up finding myself thinking, and so it's nice to find that reassurance.
Right on. You're welcome, man.
Thank you. Yeah. And that said, now I've just started practicing the silent prayer. And after reviewing your videos, you say to look at your forehead. And my question is, am I imagining looking at myself, or am I trying to see the inside of my forehead? It might sound like a dumb question, but I would like an answer.
No, what you're doing when you sit still, you let go, right? And you know how the thoughts travel right in front, right above your eyebrows between you get the thoughts right there in your forehead.
Right.
You just watch those thoughts. That's what that means. Just watch the thoughts.
Okay.
It's like you're sitting there looking at a movie. And in this movie, you go from one scene to another and another and another. And all you're doing is sitting there and watching those thoughts. And the reason for that, because all your life when you were traumatized, you've been living in those thoughts. You've been one with them, and it's just been nothing but hell because there's no heaven in thoughts, right? And so if you can see them by watching them, you are no longer part of them. And the Father that is causing the light of God, that is causing you to see them, is also taking them away from you, so you can't live in them anymore, live in that darkness.
Okay, understood. Understood. It's like watching the process, observing the process changes the process.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is to observe it, and it would change by itself. It does not need your help, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you need to do is watch.
Okay, and then my first follow-up would be, when I find myself thinking, I just recognize it and then stop and restart during the silent prayer, correct?
When you realize you're into thought, all you do is need to realize it. And realizing it will change it. Just come back, be aware of your body or something, you bring your thoughts, your mind back to your body. But all you need to do is realize it. The realization is what you want.
And then my final thought on the matter is, so I've been practicing the silent prayer for the past 2 days, morning and night. And sometimes what happens is I can tell the difference between when I'm thinking in my head versus when I'm not. And for a brief moment, I'll get silence.
Yes.
And then in that silence, an idea will pop in, but it's not like me talking to myself or me thinking about anything. It'll just be silence and then an idea. My question is, how do I tell the difference between that thought, or do I accept that is the Lord God speaking to me, or because it's a thought, do I just ignore it?
Just ignore it. It's just a thought. Ideas are thoughts, and all ideas must disappear.
Okay. So how will I recognize then when I am, receiving a message from God?
When the fake you disappear, the real you will appear, and you will know. There won't be anything left but the real you. Like right now, the only thing left is the fake you, the not you, the thoughts and the feelings. That's all you identify. That's all you have. When that disappear, and it will if you stay with it, when that disappear, the real you will appear, and you will be free.
Okay, understood. Thank you for the clarification, Jesse. I appreciate you. Have yourself a great day and a great weekend.
You're welcome. Have you forgiven your parents?
No. However, I have, I've spoken with my dad for the first time in years, and I told him I would give him a call on Saturday, because it was really early in the morning, and I tried to talk to him, but he was. And same with my mom.
Well, make sure you forgive them, so you can be forgiven, and your heart will change.
Right. Understood.
All right, buddy.
All right, Jesse. Have a great day.
You too. 888-775-3773. Super.
Super chats. I saw him pointing, so I pressed it before.
We're doing this.
I want to kick it off here with Buy Me a Coffee. This is from Derek. This is from John from New Jersey. I apologize for not contributing in a while. Things have been tight financially, but we got a slight break.
Thank you. I appreciate it, John. I understand. Thank you, man.
I can't wait for the Great White Hope's return. What does he have to say today?
Let me check. And you can donate, folk, by going to rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It's a nonprofit, 501c3. Or call 800-411-BOND.
And then I tweeted, I have many millions between Facebook and Twitter. It's great. It's like owning a newspaper without the losses. It's incredible.
Amazing. Nice. Amazing.
Nice.
Thank you, John. Oh, I forgot to mention what y'all don't know, though. Hake is not here in the studio. He's still working. Wherever he is, he's still working. He's helping out in every way he can at a distance.
John from New Jersey says Trump should have another debate. There are still undecided voters. I think it should be on X with Joe Rogan, Tucker, and Elon as the moderators because they'll be fair and will pull independent viewers.
If those independent viewers are not pendant right now, they ain't gonna be. What else do you need to know? You know what I mean? Don't forget about them. They just want you to think they're so important. You need to debate more and more for them. They should know by now. They've been in this country the last 4 years. They see what has happened, what the Democrats have done to this country. You've now had 2 debates. What else you want to say to them? Baby, please, baby, please. But thank you. I appreciate you responding to that question, too. Should there be another debate? Thank you.
Dawn with some coffees, thank you. Says, I just heard that the officer who arrested Tyreek Hill got put on leave. What a joke. I've seen so many videos of black people escalating these situations by their own behavior, and the cop always takes the blame. The problem is blacks wear it as a badge of honor to be hassled by the cops. Shame on the police department for punishing the cop for doing his job.
I agree. I absolutely agree. It's so unfortunate that these people are able to get away with their mess and the cop is punished for doing his work, for trying to protect the citizens. Everything is all backwards now. And the independents still trying to decide which way they want to go. Give them the finger.
They're a Cherokee. I think they're Cherokees, Jesse.
Evidently. Amazing. Thank you.
C on C with a coffee. Hake black and he don't show up to work. He calls off sick. He calls off for sick leave all the time. Mama says, stay home, baby, and eat chicken and pork soup. Mama got you.
What a beta, huh, Sion? Beta! But in spite of that, Sion, he's still working. Really. It's amazing. Thank you.
The Key with a coffee says, Jesse, Southerns eat that red dirt too, just like the Haitians. Since our bodies are composed of minerals and water, it makes sense that we can ingest dirt to replenish the minerals in our bodies for good health.
I thought about that in the first hour or the second hour when we showed that. We used to eat dirt, but it was red dirt, and it was up in the dirt road, you know, like in the field, in the bank of the dirt, the red dirt. We didn't cook the dirt. We didn't act like it was a meal, and it had a sweet taste too. It was so good. And it was good for you, but this ain't the same dirt. I seen dirt before, but this ain't it. Treasure Chest is now open on D-Live. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you for that super chat. Back in a moment. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right? Is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. Hey, Doug, tell Doug to come here for a minute. Announcement. Number 1, no Hake report today. No Hake report today. Hopefully on Monday. He will be here Sunday if the Lord is willing to create over. No Hake report. At 12 noon today, a brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. I spoke with Joseph Rose, and Joseph is a Satanist and the host of the Hell Satan podcast. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
You are a Satanist.
Satan is a symbol for us, not an actual worship of the devil.
And so do you believe there is a God?
I do not. I never had love for my father. He was what I wanted to not be.
Who are you doing the Hell Satan to if you don't believe Satan exists?
It's all about us. Hail yourself. Give me personal power. Make me feel good.
Black Sabbath or Metallica?
Now we're really talking about some serious stuff here.
The Fallen State today at 12 noon. Pacific time. You're going to like this one. You like them all, but you're really going to like this one too. Donate to the Fallen State while you're there, or go there for that purpose. TheFallenState.tv/donate. And on locals there, you can donate by the description. Go to locals and make a donation there. I appreciate it. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby, a genius. The American Anchor Baby, at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Don't miss it. And Sunday morning fellowship for all. Doors open at 10:30. Meetings start at 11 a.m. All are invited. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right. I appreciate it. I got to ask my computer guy, my webmaster guy, computer guy is here. Doug, the computer guy, the webmaster. All the amazing work you see there. Should Donald Trump have another debate with Kamala Harris? Participate in another debate?
No.
And why you say no?
Because one, in the beginning, it was said that he said that he offered 3 debates to her, September 4th, September 10th, and October something, and because the first one was on, if I remember correctly, Fox, she declined it.
Yeah,
and So he did the ABC one, but he's always kind of done what they wanted. So they've negotiated pretty well, and he, even though he didn't get necessarily what he wanted, he's done what they negotiated.
Right.
And in this case, she negotiated. It's got to be on ABC. It's got to be on ABC. So he did it. But he's always giving himself, but they're not giving anything. So I mean,
nice.
How many times can you whoop somebody?
And he agreed with some of the worst situations. No mic, no audience, no, meaning that the mics were cut off.
Yeah.
No notes or any of that.
Yeah.
And he agreed to all that mess. And I think, I may be wrong, but I think you did say she refused to do it on Fox.
You're right.
Amazing.
She refused to do it on several, from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
But especially Fox.
Who won the last debate?
Trump won.
Amazing.
Trump whooped her.
No cursing.
I didn't.
He a Christian. All right. Last thing. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
My thoughts are I'm so accustomed to going with my thoughts. It's so ingrained in me that it's hard to see another way. I'm getting much better, but it's like something you do every day. You put on your shoes or you put on your pants. You do it all the same way all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Amazing. Okay. And though you don't know for sure, who's going to win the election?
I'm saying Trump.
Trump?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Man.
Lord, if ever we need the Lord, we need him now.
Yeah. To go back to the debate, the only thing doesn't make any sense to me is how is she able to keep it together for 90 minutes? When you hear some of her off the cuff like interviews with people, she can't even hardly speak. She says all these, we got to be unburdened. Yeah, and then she'll cackle like that.
Yeah.
So how is she so perfect for the 90 minutes?
I don't know.
Like that's amazing to me.
And I'm not even sure she was very nervous then, because I noticed she kept staring at Trump.
Yeah.
She kept staring at him, and she really didn't go off of her regular talk. All she talked about was Trump, all these negative things about him. And then she acted like she had Trump homework, because she would just speak about what he was going to do.
But that's what I mean.
Not what she's done.
That's what I mean. It's like she had some. Even if you were prepping for some sort of speech or anything like that, you can't anticipate every single question properly.
Right.
First of all, you can't anticipate every single question that's coming, but you can't prepare for all of it. But it seemed like she was.
Well, she was definitely, and she was supported by the network, ABC, whatever.
They said that one lady was her sorority sister.
Yeah, I heard. It's like having your mama.
I'll give you all the answers.
It's like mama's there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, baby, we got you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Can I go now?
Thank you.
I'm gonna make some coffee.
Amazing. Thank you. Let me go to Sonia, first time caller out of Ohio. Sonia, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey,
good to talk to you.
Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate you calling.
Well, I'm calling from the infamous Springfield, Ohio.
Oh, really?
Where I've lived my whole life and grew up here, and I wanted to talk about something that I haven't seen in the national news about. It really is truly a Haitian takeover in central Springfield, and one of the most tragic things that's happened from them being here is we have Northwestern High School, and an illegal immigrant, Haitian, that did not speak any English, did not have a driver's license whatsoever, was driving a vehicle and crashed into a school bus full of children and overturned the bus, and one of the kids lost their lives.
I heard about that in the news, national news.
Yeah, and so that happened. That's it really busted up our community, and it's still a sad, sore spot. And I have also tried to go to the Walmart there, and there are crowds of literally just crowds of 2 to 5 foreign people, all of the Haitian descent, standing around in the parking lot, usually talking on phones, being real rude, just everywhere in the parking lot. You got to walk around them. You got to park around them. They're always at the customer service, lines of them at the customer service arguing about they want like Best Western and cash transfers and stuff.
Wow.
And we have a really beautiful, gorgeous park here in Springfield called Snyder Park. And I believe that the cats and dogs being eaten is most definitely true, because I've seen the Haitian people chasing the Canadian geese around at the park and capturing them. I've even seen them walking in the park with the geese under their arm. I saw one kid that was picking the geese up by its feet and like leaving the park with it. So I believe they're probably eating the geese too. And it's just a really, it's not a safe place to be when you want to drive your car down. I'm going to name names, and Bechtel Avenue is a place where they really congregate. There's a lot of shopping places. The Walmart is there, a lot of restaurants and stuff. And it's just overrun with illegal immigrants.
That's amazing.
They can't speak our language.
So, so you have you heard or seen for yourself anyone witness these people eating cats and dogs?
I have not seen, but I know of 2 neighbors on a particular street that have complained that their pets are missing. But one was both cat owners, and one of the cats had, I think, 3 kittens, and all the kittens and the cat is missing, and so is the next door neighbor's cat.
Wow. And
it's kind of an unusual thing. One of the cats is like 10 years old, so it wouldn't just all of a sudden run away.
That's amazing. How are you personally feeling about this invasion?
I feel violated. I feel like it's really unfair. And I also feel almost unwelcome in my own town.
Yeah.
For example, going shopping in the area, and, I get from the groups of people, you get dirty looks, you get, they don't move out of your way if you're trying to push your shopping cart. It's an uneasy feeling.
So Sonia, why? And I've been asking this for a long time. Why are white people afraid to stand up for themselves?
White people?
Yes. Why do they let things like this happen? Go ahead.
I personally am not. I actually sport one of your White History Month shirts in the month of July.
Right on.
And I get
July.
I get a lot of blowback. I really get a lot of blowback on that. If say I'm in a conversation, I'm 47. If I have a conversation with a group of my peers, and I say like, "Oh, I'm gonna maybe put a sticker or like a MAGA thing or a Springfield Strong type of shirt or voice my opinion," people are always like, "Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you better look out." People always warn me, I could get shot, I could get anything could happen. I could get carjacked. And so I personally am not afraid, but I'd say the majority is. I'm proud of who I am and what I am. I didn't have a choice in it. I'm meant to be here, and I have just as much right as anyone else. And if other races or other nationalities would respect me, I respect them just the same. But I don't
Yes.
feel respected by anyone.
I know. What a mess. So, last thing that I got to run. Now that these people are there in Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, there's no way that they're going to be put out of the town. Are the white people
We're
going
building housing.
Are the white people going to move away, or are they just going to tolerate it? How's that going to go?
I'll tell you, it's a really sad thing, and I don't want it to be true, but I have a feeling that we're just going to tolerate it. We are building an enormous 400,000 unit, like a low-income housing development to house these people.
Wow. So that means...
So I think people are just rolling over and accepting it.
And it's only going to get worse because those that are there already, the Haitians that are there, eventually they're going to have more of their family members and friends come over to Ohio from Haiti, and it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
That's right, and they'll be able to afford the housing because they get assistance, and us people that are paying those bills for them and working for a living, paying our taxes, are not going to be able to pay our mortgages anymore.
That's amazing. One last question, Sonia, that I gotta run. When and if Trump get in, will he? I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, but will he be able to deport these people back to Haiti?
I trust that he will. Yes, I believe he will be able to, and I think he will take action on that.
I do too. I do too if he get in.
Oh, good. Awesome. Amen.
Amazing. Amazing call. Watch out for your cats and dogs. Amazing call. I really appreciate it. And you just be aware down there and call me again.
Oh, sure thing. Thanks again for taking my call. Awesome, Jesse. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Amazing. What a mess, huh? If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. Super chat.
Super chats. Oh, we're showing Doug. Got to show myself. We got Pastor Chatelet on as a Rumble rant here. Thank you.
You got to know how to rumble.
Says Nick News, not the bleep news. What up? It says a new laptop fund. I think because I was reading the news from my phone. So it looks funny.
Oh, I see. Amazing.
Thank you, Pastor Chatelet.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
213X4 Truth with a generous coffee donation. How do I get my family to come back together, Jesse? Our community seems to have been fractured.
His family?
Mm-hmm.
Like meaning like blood family or community family?
Didn't go further.
I'm not sure which family you mean, but either way, you can't bring them back. They have to come back on their own. You wish them well, and you work on you, and you'll be fine. Amazing. Thank you.
Very generous from Manuel here. Says, biblical question.
Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
Says, this question is amazing. I'm afraid not to trust my thoughts because I feel I wouldn't be in control. If I'm not in control, then how will I plan my future? But as I work on myself, I've never been in control, and the plans I made were traps. What a mess.
What a mess. Thank you. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you for your support.
The key with a coffee says, your biblical question seeks an I response. The response provides the reason why people are still subject to thoughts. 2 Chronicles 12:8.
No, the question is, why are you afraid not to trust your thought?
Well, the key says, an unclean heart produces all manner of evil thoughts. Those who still trust evil thoughts are still children of perdition. When the heart becomes clean through forgiveness, thoughts are no longer your friend.
But is that a girl or a guy?
I don't know, actually.
Look, Key, you don't know if it's a girl or a guy?
No, I'm not sure.
But you're still not responding to the biblical question. The question is, why are you afraid not to trust your thought? Tell me that part. That's what the question is. I appreciate it, though. Thanks for your support. Make it clear for me. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Thank you.
Chillin' Lean with a coffee says, Jesse, Trump should definitely not do another debate because they will find a way to cheat. It is a lose-lose for him. Only way it would be fair is if they debated on a neutral platform, but no way she would agree to that. He also nicely wrapped up his case in his closing debate, which happened to be the very last part of the debate.
Yeah.
It was lucky for him that he got the last word. It should stay that way.
Amazing. Thank you for responding to that. I agree. It should be no more debate. We don't need it more. If those so-called independent people who can't make up their mind by now, they're not going to make their mind up anyway. They're incapable of making up their mind. So let's move on. What? Thank you.
Lil C with a generous coffee donation. Jesse, I've been doing your Lil silent prayer, and last night Satan was working on me.
Yeah.
I observed a Lil thought saying, what if Jesse started a cult and you believing his lies? All I could do was laugh at it. Love you, Jesse and crew. Thank you for everything.
How's your little business? Thank you so much. I appreciate
It's funny how Satan gives everyone the same thoughts.
it. It is. It's crazy.
The key with a coffee says, when you become a witness to the truth, you no longer speak in first person, I.
And she's still talking about the biblical.
It seems like the key would rather not say I, so maybe that's why it's difficult to respond to why am I afraid not to.
That doesn't make any sense. You got to communicate. What the? And you can communicate consciously. You're only into the I thing when you're speaking unconsciously. One more try. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Look, Naki. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Make it clear.
Thinking out loud with a coffee says, Jesse, I feel like I'm not doing well at my new job and my coworkers are judging me for it. Should I quit? Also,
no, don't quit because somebody judge you. What the?
Yeah, just do a better job. Also, off topic, but is gambling a sin?
The sin is of the heart. Gambling is an escape. If you get too into it and identify with it, it's just like smoking pot. You're trying to make yourself feel better, trying to escape the fallen state, and it won't work. The sin is of the heart. Thank you.
Harry with a coffee says, when a man overcomes lust, he realizes how boring 90% of women are. My wife and I don't go to the gun range or work on cars together. Her hobby is, and should be, making our babies. Lust makes you confused. What the?
Amazing. Thank you.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Apple2691 with very generous coffee donation. Hi, Jesse and crew. Biblical question, please.
Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
Apple2691 says, my thoughts are not real and doesn't exist. Have a great day.
Thank you. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you all. I want to squeeze in a few more calls here. Thank you so much. Let's go to Joseph out of the United Kingdom. Joseph, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, sir. Hello, hello.
Hey, Joseph.
Hey, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm getting out of the kitchen real quick. Yeah, so just following up on Friday, I hit you with a super chat about forgiving my mom and looking for some advice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did 2 days ago. She came to visit to see my son, and she took it well for, I want to say, 30 minutes, and then she really laid on the waterworks and the pity and stuff, and I felt bad, but kind of laid back and, you know, comforted her and said, it's, you know, you got to let it go. You did the best you could, etc.
Okay, and why did you feel bad?
Well, I think at first because, you know, I genuinely believe she did her best, and but I guess that's just the thought.
Yeah, she did do her best, but why did you feel bad when she put on the fake tears?
I guess the biggest thing is she flew down here and she was watching my dogs and all that stuff.
But that's not a reason to feel bad. The tears were fake anyway. She did that to cover up her false self. It was just thrills. Those tears were just thrills to get thrills from you. They were not even serious.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's your question about it?
Oh, I was just following up with you.
Oh, okay. So
you're
going to try to what?
Oh, I just like to start networking with you guys, talking to you a little bit more.
Okay.
And,
Here's what you do
following
at this
through.
point. You're forgiving her, so move on. And when you do deal with her, speak up. Don't be a child. You're not her baby anymore. You're not her boy. You're not even her son. You're an adult individual. So deal with her in the same way you would deal with anyone.
Yes, sir.
And you forgave your father as well?
I'm still working past that. He passed in 2017, but
okay.
I think he did the best he could too.
Of course, absolutely. That's why you forgive them. They could not see. They did the best they could do. And the forgiveness is to open up your eyes so that you can see.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Joseph, I got to run. We're out of time. Call me again.
I will, sir. Take care.
All right, you too, buddy. I am so out of time. No Hake report today. No Hake report. And at 12 noon, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv, I talked to a Satanist. Check it out. And then at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. And then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and Sunday morning, Fellowship. I'll see you all at Fellowship at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Doors open at 10:30. Come on down. Thank you for your support. We'll finish the rest of the Super Chats on Monday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Get on the straight and narrow, folks. Stay there. For those who want it, otherwise, stay in your hell. Live in your misery. Suffer and die. It's up to you. But for those who want to be free by getting on that straight and narrow, forgive your mothers, forgive your fathers, all people. Forgive them, your mother and father. Do the silent prayer. rebuildingaman.com/prayer and let life happen. And it really will. It'll be an amazing life outside of the darkness of your imagination. Hake could be back Monday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Thank you all for everything. Amazing show today. I'm blessed for it. Have a good day. Thank you all.